Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Yo, what is up guys, it's me Zach Lee. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day, but let's just get right into this video. So the biggest story of the day yesterday comes to us from Joe Vardone of The Athletic, as he published an article titled, LeBron James interested in Carmelo Anthony joining the Lakers. And of course, the main takeaway from this article was the fact that LeBron James does have interest in Carmelo Anthony joining the Los Angeles Lakers. And that stems from one part of this article that reads, James and his camp still believe Anthony can play, that there could be a place for him as a contributor on the Lakers team that is young and continues to battle injury. And of course, after these reports came out, various news sites, other YouTubers, and bloggers have been spreading the narrative that LeBron James really does want Carmelo Anthony on the Los Angeles Lakers, and that he is pressuring Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka into bringing Melo to LA. But that isn't necessarily the case, as the report also said various times that the likelihood of Carmelo Anthony joining the Los Angeles Lakers isn't very high, and that there's also been no request made by LeBron James to Magic Johnson or Rob Pelinka to make a deal for Melo, and that LeBron James is never going to do that. And Joe Vardone himself didn't necessarily agree with how some of the bigger news sites, bloggers, and everyone else in the NBA world was kind of putting a spin on his words and taking his story out of context, and making parts of what he said sound like LeBron James is trying to pressure the Los Angeles Lakers into signing Carmelo Anthony. As Vardone said on a PSA regarding his article saying, "Hi everyone, especially Bleacher Report, this story does not pit LeBron against Magic over Carmelo. It says LeBron would like for his friend to get to the Lakers, but hasn't and won't push Magic on it." So I can't stress it enough that even though LeBron James apparently wouldn't mind Carmelo Anthony coming to the Los Angeles Lakers, that it doesn't mean that he or the Lakers are looking into making this happen. Anyways, also in this article, one rival executive also rebuked the idea of Melo going to the Lakers, as he said that even if LeBron James does want Melo on the team, that Magic and the Lakers management should not let it happen. Which to me is a very telling sign that maybe there isn't any interest league-wide in signing Carmelo Anthony, since yet another executive came out and said that he wouldn't want Carmelo Anthony on his team, even if it was LeBron James asking to make it happen. And this comes after we had gotten reports out not too long ago where other executives said that they believe Carmelo Anthony has played his last game in the NBA. And that is pretty much it for all of the facts that this article brought to the table. The rest of it was simply talking about how in recent years, members of the Banana Boat, including Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James, haven't worked out so well when they were on the same team, with Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony barely making it 10 games into the season this year, and last season, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade had to part ways before the All-Star break. So that's pretty much it for the story. As for anyone thinking that this is, quote, fake news or a false report from Joe Vardone, well, he just tweeted that the story that he just published has since been confirmed by additional multiple sources. But now that we do know all of the facts as to what's going on with the LeBron James Carmelo Anthony situation, I think we can get a pretty good idea of what is really going on here. And my theory to all of this is that this is an act put on by LeBron James so we can at least say that he tried. That's why the article openly admitted that LeBron James isn't planning on approaching Rob Pelinka or Magic Johnson about them adding Carmelo Anthony to the team. LeBron James wants to be able to say that he tried, so Carmelo Anthony won't feel like even his best friends in the league don't want him on their team. And because of this report, LeBron James can now look Carmelo Anthony in the eye and say, you know what, Melo, I tried. I voiced my opinion about how you weren't washed up as a player and how I believe there could have been a spot for you on the Los Angeles Lakers, but in the end, I'm just a player. I don't have any control over what the organization does. Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson, they didn't think it would work out. So no hard feelings, and I wish you the best of luck for wherever your career takes you next. So that's my theory on all of this. I do want to say though that it is also possible that LeBron James legitimately feels bad for Carmelo Anthony and doesn't want to see one of his best friends' career end like this. So he might be trying to get Carmelo Anthony one last ride on the Los Angeles Lakers. So at the end of the season, maybe he can retire alongside Dwayne Wade. It's kind of like taking the stray dog in, letting one of your buddies who's been having a hard time in life bunk on your couch for a couple of weeks. That could also be what LeBron James is doing here. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this though. Do you think that LeBron James actually wants Carmelo Anthony on the Lakers? Or is this more so just LeBron James getting his voice out there so he can look Melo in the eyes and say, you know what? I tried. Let me hear all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. But now, here's a quick recap of some other noteworthy things going on in the NBA. Jaylen Brown made his return to the Boston Celtics lineup last night in the Celtics game against the New York Knicks, except this time he was coming off the bench in a move that was based upon the team's success with Marcus Smart starting over Jaylen Brown in his absence. And it went really well, as the Celtics not only won this game, but Brown arguably had his best game of the season with 21 points. Rudy Gobert just received one of the quickest ejections in NBA history last last night, as 3 minutes into the Jazz vs Rockets game, Gobert was ejected for taking out his frustrations on a cup of water that was sitting on the scorer's table.
Quick fouls here. Oh, he's going to be thrown out. Well, now he's going to be thrown out.
And this was clearly out of frustration, as the ref did hit Gobert with a couple of very questionable early fouls, including this one. When Rudy Gobert was oddly whistled for a foul on the jump ball.
What led up to the ejection here? Opening tip right here, and a foul on Gobert.
That happened to me in high school in the state championship game.
Can't say that I've ever seen that happen before, but not only that, Rudy Gobert was also whistled for a foul when James Harden flopped.
Later, there's this.
Oh, stop flopping.
Now, there might have been a little bit of contact there by Rudy Gobert, but that was clearly an overreaction from James Harden. And lastly, in their attempt to become known as the worst team of all time, the Phoenix Suns, for the second game in a row, failed to score at least 10 points in the first quarter. And I'm sorry, but I'm not quite sure how I would take it or how I would feel if my favorite team failed to score 10 points in the first quarter in 2 straight games. That does it for everything that we have to cover today though. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs. And for more continued coverage of the NBA, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, then consider subscribing to the channel as well. With all that being said though, I'll be right back here on Monday bringing you guys some more NBA news and discussions. But until then, I'm out of here.